I think it's time for a hive inspection. Bee suit up! So we're here, we're going to start our hive inspections on the 2 hives. I decided to name the hives after the areas where I caught the swarms. This hive here I caught at the rehab center in Camarillo, so we named this hive the Winehouse hive. And this hive over here behind me that I just put in a couple days ago, I caught that one at a preschool, so we're naming this one the Sesame Street hive. So we're going to go ahead and do our hive inspections, check and see how they're doing, how much comb that they have built, if they've got any pollen or honey stores, and also if they have any brood that's started or any egg laying that's started. I'm expecting to see some activity on the Winehouse hive because that one's been here for a little over a week, and on the Sesame Street hive, that one's just been a couple days, so I'm not really expecting to find much. I'm really only going into that hive because I have some juniper branches that are in there that need to come out, and so we're going to go ahead and get started on these hive inspections. So we're doing our first hive inspection here on the Winehouse. So we need to check and see how they're doing, so we're going to give a little puff of smoke in here to the entrance, around the top. Set the lid aside. Pop this a little bit. Give them a little puff of smoke. Just let them know we're here. Okay, so we can see that they have started to build some honeycomb, and looks like they have a little bit of pollen stored in here. Some bright yellow and some bright orange pollen. Alright, so it looks like they're definitely doing some building on the wax. Good sign. No brood yet, a little too early, they still don't have enough comb built up. Trying to see if I can find the queen. Since I'm a novice, I'm assuming it's going to take me a while before I figure that out on how to spot her out of all of these thousands and thousands of bees. But I'm very happy with how the girls are behaving thus far. They don't seem to be particularly aggressive, which is good for me as the beekeeper and good for my neighbors, so they don't have to worry about aggressive bees coming out. Okay, so the brightly colored portions in there, that is pollen storage. Still no sign of the queen, but given that they aren't acting erratically, she's in here somewhere. The first hive that I had I lost, and the queen was gone, and they acted pretty erratically. And these ones seem to be doing really well. So pretty good amount of work for their 1 week that they've been here. I'm very pleased with their temperament. So it looks like they have begun production on wax building on 3 frames so far, covering a third to a quarter of it on the first 2. This third one still has just a little bit of wax comb being built up on it, and the others appear to be empty. Okay, so hive inspection went pretty well. Bees have a great temperament. They're very calm. Didn't have to use a tremendous amount of smoke. Haven't started a whole lot of work yet on their comb building, but they've only been here for a week, so it's a pretty good amount of work that they put into it. Gonna have to wait probably another 3 weeks or so before we do another hive inspection, just to make sure that we've got some egg laying going on and make sure that they're putting some honey stores in. Mainly I'm just starting this first one because since I'm a novice beekeeper, I want to check and see how quickly they're building honeycomb, because I'm going to have to put another brood box on top, because I should have 2 brood boxes and then 1 honey super to 2 honey supers so that they can start putting away honey. But I'm trying to get an idea of how quickly they're going to be building their wax. So that's it for this week, and we'll check back in on them in another 3 weeks or so. Alright, so we're going to start the inspection here on the Sesame Street hive. This one is a little different configuration than the other one. This one is a top bar hive. It's actually built incorrectly, but I had to get that bee swarm out, and this is what I had available. So I only put these bees in here a couple days ago, so I'm really not expecting to see much. I'm hoping that they haven't, because I trimmed a juniper bush off when I took this hive, the swarm, and so I need to get those branches out before they start building any comb on them. Give them a little smoke. So I'm checking to see if they've started making any comb. And here you can see this is where they're beginning to build comb. This is called festooning. Okay, so festooning is where essentially they clump together and they hang off of each other like this, and they start building the wax down. I can see they started building a little bit in between these top bars. Starting to get a little disgruntled, so I'm going to go ahead and give them a little bit more smoke. And I'm going to go ahead and get those juniper branches out. I just messed up that little ball of bees. Like more festooning. Give them a little bit more smoke. Oh, I got a little bit of comb here. Oh wow, that is crazy. See how big that is? You've got honey in it already and everything. So they've got a pretty good bit of honeycomb started here. They've already got some honey in it. Looks like it's probably about 4 inches long. 4 to 5 inches long and probably 5 or 6 inches wide. So that is a pretty good amount of honeycomb in such a short time. So it looks like it's just the one that has honeycomb on it so far, but given that they've only been here for a couple days, that's really a good amount of work to have gotten done. My fire is just about out on my smoker, so I'm going to go ahead and close this up since these girls are a little agitated. Trying not to squish any as I'm doing this. So a good hive inspection on this, the Sesame Street hive. Really a remarkable amount of honeycomb that they've started to build already. They are a little more agitated than I'd like them to be, but given that they have such a small hive started, it's kind of understandable. They really aren't very secure in this area yet. But I think good hive inspection so far, so we'll check in on them again in a month or so and see how they're doing. And I still do need to reconstruct a new top bar hive for them because this one isn't really done correctly. So that'll be another adventure, is going to be switching them over into a new hive. But very good hive inspection.